We live in a world where speed is celebrated. Everyone seems to be moving, always doing something, always responding to something, always chasing the next thing, always afraid that if they stay still and calm, they might be left behind. Being busy has become a badge of honor. If you're constantly occupied, people assume you're making progress. But I have discovered something in life. Activity is not always productivity. Motion is not always direction. And movement is not always progress. Many people become so busy reacting to life that they never take the time to ask themselves one simple question. Am I moving in the right direction? Because it is possible to move very fast and still end up in the wrong place. Somewhere along the way, we began to mistake movement for progress and noise for purpose. But life has taught me something different. Sometimes the greatest step forward is the decision to stay still and calm, to observe, to listen, to discern. Because there is a timing in life, there is a place prepared for every person, and there is a signal that tells you when it is time to move. The tragedy is that many people miss that signal, not because they are lazy, but because they are too busy following the movement of everyone else. There was an experience I had when I was about 19 years old that taught me this lesson in a way I will never forget. It completely changed the way I make decisions. And before this video ends, I'll share the 2 greatest reasons people leave the place where they are meant to be, and more importantly, how you can overcome them. So, stay with me until the end, because this lesson might change not only the way you define progress, but the way you live your life. There is an experience I had when I was about 19 years old that has stayed with me ever since. At the time, it seemed like just another ordinary day. I had no idea that such a simple moment would teach me one of the greatest lessons about purpose, patience, and timing. Back then, paying electricity bills was very different from what it is today. There were no online payments. If you wanted to pay your bill, you had to visit the electricity office in person. And more often than not, you would meet a very long queue. That day was no different. As I approached the office, I saw people lined up everywhere. The queue stretched so far that I honestly wondered how long it would take before I finally got to the payment counter. Like everyone else, I joined the line and waited. After a while, the officials realized that too many people had gathered. To reduce the crowd, they decided to open another payment window. The moment that announcement was made, everything changed. People immediately abandoned their positions. The line scattered. Everyone began rushing toward what they believed was the new payment point. Some were running, some were pushing. Everyone wanted to become the first person in the new queue, but something inside me remained calm. I didn't feel the need to compete. I didn't feel the pressure to run simply because everyone else was running. So I stayed exactly where I was, not because I knew something they didn't, but because I had peace. Then something unexpected happened. The officials clarified that it wasn't the first window people had rushed toward that would be used. There were several payment windows in that section of the building. The correct one was the window directly in front of where I had been standing all along. I didn't have to run. I didn't have to struggle. I didn't have to fight for a position. All I had to do was turn. Just one turn. And I became the first person in the new queue. Meanwhile, the same people who had rushed ahead had to run back again, only this time. They found themselves standing behind me. I paid my bill peacefully and walked home without stress. I still remember the look on their faces, not because I was smarter than they were, not because I was faster, but because I remained where I was supposed to be. That day taught me something I have never forgotten. Sometimes, many people become so occupied by the movement around them that they never stay still and calm enough to hear the quiet voice within. And in rushing to follow others, they miss the direction that was meant for them. So, someone watching from a distance might have looked at me and thought, "This young man isn't serious. Look at everyone else moving while he just stands there." But appearances can be deceptive. Sometimes what looks like progress is simply motion. And sometimes what looks like stillness is actually wisdom. That single experience changed the way I see life, because from that day onward I understood something very important. Not every movement deserves your attention, not every opportunity deserves your response, and not every crowd deserves your company. As I reflected on that experience over the years, I realized that what happened that day wasn't just about an electricity bill. It was a picture of how many people live their lives. They become so occupied by the movement around them that they never stay still and calm to discern the right direction. Instead of listening before moving, they move before listening. And many times, what looks like progress ends up becoming a distraction. As I thought more about it, I discovered that there are two major reasons why people abandon their place. The first is pressure. The second is validation. Let's begin with pressure. Pressure is one of the greatest reasons people become endlessly busy. Not because they know where they are going, but because they are afraid of being left behind. It pushes people into constant activity, keeping them occupied with one thing after another, until they lose sight of the direction they were meant to follow. Instead of becoming still and discerning the right path, they simply follow the movement around them. Pressure whispers, "If everyone else is moving, you should be moving too. If you don't act now, you'll miss your opportunity." And before they realize it, they become busy, but not necessarily purposeful. Today, social media has made that pressure even stronger. Every day we scroll through pictures of success, people buying houses, getting married, traveling around the world, launching businesses, receiving awards, and before we know it, we begin to compare our journey with theirs. But here's what we often forget. Social media shows moments, not the complete story. People usually share their victories, not their struggles, their celebrations, not their sacrifices, their destination, not the difficult road that brought them there. So don't allow someone else's highlight reel to make you question your own journey. Life was never designed to be lived by comparison. Each person has a different assignment, a different timing, a different process. Just as fruits do not all ripen at the same time, people don't arrive at their purpose at the same time. Some crops grow within a few months, others take years before they bear fruit. Yet neither is late. Each one simply follows the season appointed for it. The same is true for your life. Don't mistake preparation for delay. Some blessings take longer because they are preparing you for something greater. The second reason people lose their sense of direction is validation. There is something within every human being that desires acceptance. We all want to be appreciated. We all want to be recognized. There is nothing wrong with that. The problem begins when acceptance becomes more important than purpose. Many people unknowingly begin to live their lives through the eyes of others. They become more concerned about what people will think than about what God is trying to make them become. Some people cannot stay still because they are afraid someone will call them lazy. Others cannot say no because they are afraid of disappointing people. Some pursue careers they never wanted simply because everyone says it is the right thing to do. Others spend money they don't have, trying to maintain an image they cannot sustain. little by little. They stop making decisions based on conviction and begin making decisions based on public opinion. I once said something that has stayed with me. If you care too much about what people say, you may end up not having a say in your own life. Never allow the opinions of people to become louder than the conviction within you, because people will always have something to say. If you move, they will talk. If you stay, they will talk. If you succeed, they will talk. If you fail, they will still talk. So don't build your life on voices that change every day. Build it on principles that never change. The truth is, pressure will always be there. Validation will always be there. The world will always try to convince you that you must keep moving, that you must always be doing something, that if you slow down, you are falling behind. But life has taught me something completely different. Not everything that is valuable is produced quickly. In fact, some of the greatest things in life require a process. Think about a tree. The day a seed is planted, nothing remarkable seems to happen. Days pass, weeks pass, sometimes even months. Yet beneath the surface, roots are quietly growing. No one applauds the roots. No one celebrates what cannot be seen. But without deep roots, there can never be lasting fruit. The strongest trees are not the ones that grow the fastest. They are the ones that first grow deep. Our lives are no different. Character grows beneath the surface. Wisdom grows beneath the surface. Discernment grows beneath the surface. Before life entrusts you with great things, it first strengthens what people cannot see. Many of us pray for fruit, while forgetting that fruit is sustained by roots. Sometimes the waiting isn't a delay. Sometimes God is simply growing your roots. So today, don't allow pressure to move you. Don't allow validation to define you. Don't let the noise around you become louder than the quiet voice within you. Don't compromise your values just because you're trying to fit into a world that is constantly changing. Don't sacrifice your character for temporary success, because anything gained by compromising your principles will eventually demand a greater price than you were willing to pay. But let me be clear. This is not a call to be lazy. It is not a call to be idle, and it is not an excuse to become complacent. Rather, it is a call to become sensitive. Sensitive enough to know when to move, and wise enough to know when to wait. Stay still, stay calm, listen, discern, because it is possible to move very fast and still end up in the wrong place. There is a time for every purpose. There is a place prepared for every person, and there is a signal that tells you when it is time to move. Learn to recognize that signal. Trust the process, because not every blessing is meant to appear overnight. Some blessings take time because they are built to stand the test of time. They don't simply bless one season of life. They leave an impact that reaches generations. So don't measure your life by how busy you are. Measure it by who you are becoming. Stay where wisdom tells you to stay. Move when purpose tells you to move. And when your season finally arrives, you won't have to force your way into it. You'll simply discover that what was meant for you was waiting for you all along. So don't rush. Don't compare, don't compromise. Stay true to your convictions. Stay faithful to the process. Stay where purpose is shaping you. And stay to be blessed.